All right, hello from the outside. Today I'm going to be talking about a few of the leather goods that I have and what I like to do on a biannual basis to kind of just take care of them, maintain them. I'll talk through some of the things I use to keep them clean and in good condition, and also walk through some of the stuff that I have, as well as why I think it's important to take care of the stuff. Okay, so a couple of things. First and foremost, I do this twice a year, or try to, where I just take all the different leather things that I use a lot, like belts, boots, sandals, bags, and just try to give them a good conditioning. And it's pretty simple. I don't usually do it outside, just doing it outside because it's a nice day today, and figured I'd switch it up. But you're gonna need a couple of rags. So I have two here. I have just this old towel and a microfiber cloth. I don't go too crazy with it in terms of the different stuff that I have. I use two things typically. This is something called saddle soap. So I like this just to, if you notice your, especially shoes or belts, things that get very dirty or covered in grease and stuff like that, and you want to just give them a quick clean without completely drying out the leather, this stuff is great. So I'm going to use some of this today. And the main thing that I really swear by is this Big 4 leather conditioner. So I've been using this for years. It's basically just to make sure that all the stuff that you have in terms of leather goods doesn't dry up on you, crack, and stays nice and supple. I made a mocha pot this morning, and it's always like too much for one person, but if I'm really tired in the afternoon, it's nice to have just some leftovers. So yeah, I'll start, I guess, with these boots. Okay, so I haven't talked about these before, but since it's been getting kind of colder lately, I've been more inclined to taking these out. They are from Red Wing. They're the Iron Ranger. Bought these last year, so they're not very old at all, and I've never actually done any conditioning for them. Wore them a bit in the fall, winter of 2024, and now that it's getting more into like boot weather here in the Bay Area, I figured I'd give these a quick condition before really getting to use them. So yeah, let's see. Also have some water, which is helpful. I like these boots a lot. I'll kind of just show you before I take off these laces. They're very like engineer boot looking, you know? Maybe a little too coal miner for most people, but they look good with some of the outfits that I wear. So yeah, I'm a fan. So I'm gonna start off just taking the laces off. One thing I do too, just because like, I don't know, I'm kind of anal about this, but I'll take a picture of my shoes before I delace them, just because I want to make sure that I'm relacing them the exact same way. That's kind of weird, but I don't know. I just like to take care of things. All right. Okay, so I've never actually, like I said, conditioned these before, but I'm a little mindful. I don't want to change the color too much, which is always a risk when you're conditioning leather. So I'm just going to dust them off to start. I haven't worn them too much, like I said, so I don't think they need a clean, really. But yeah, we'll start with some of this conditioner. Test a bit on the heel to start. Yeah, all right, looks good. So yeah, you can just kind of work it in. And the thing I like about this Bic brand is that it's not greasy. So it's almost like a nice matte lotion, which, you know, leather being a natural product really needs something like that. Okay, That's how it looks on the heel. Yeah, good. All right. So I'm probably gonna speed this bit up, but you just kind of go through the entirety of it. All right, easy peasy. So I feel comfortable with that. Like I said, I don't wear these all too often. Not a huge boot guy, but these should be good for another half year or so. Other thing about boots, leather shoes in general, I definitely recommend getting shoe trees. So I keep shoe trees in these throughout the year, especially in the summertime when I'm not wearing them as much just because it's a little hot. And I'm usually doing a lot of walking in the summer, and I prefer to walk in sneakers, which are a lot more comfortable. So yeah, get some shoe trees. They'll help with the creases, and just keep the general shape of your shoes looking a lot better than you would if you didn't have them. Next up, we have these sandals from a brand called Olukai. Leather sandals. I prefer leather sandals. I think they're comfortable, especially after you wear them for a while and mold to your feet. Used to wear rainbow slippers. Those are really good. But this time around, when my last pair of rainbows went bad, I decided to go with these. And I wear these a lot, typically just around the house. And yeah, to keep your feet clean. And if you're ever going out, like I like to have sandals when I'm going to like hotels or Airbnbs and stuff like that, just because it's good to be clean, you know? So for this one, I am going to use the saddle soap. So it's just this like waxy material. You just take some. All right, and then you rub it in. If you need a little bit of water, you can. So yeah, like I was saying, I think it's important to just like take care of your things, especially if you care about getting nice things or things that are nice to you. Yeah, it'll just help your stuff last longer, save you some money. I don't know, for me, it's always been a fun thing to do, and I feel better about just, I guess, the fortitude of my stuff, you know? Like it's gonna last a good amount of time because I'm putting the care into it, and it's gonna reward me for that time and effort that I'm putting into it. Okay, next I'm gonna be talking about the belts. These always need to be conditioned, in my opinion. I try to do it on the dot every 6 months, especially for the ones I wear a lot, because as you can see here, I don't know if you can tell, with how much stress you're putting them under, they're gonna crease a lot. And you wanna make sure that you're keeping it, you know, nice and well oiled and in good shape. Otherwise, you're going to end up having it crack or maybe even potentially break on you, right? And theoretically, these should last a very, very long time. So I'll walk through some of the ones that I have and talk about what I look for in a good belt. So starting off with this one here, this is from Filson. I have a couple of their bags here as well. I like the brand. I feel like I bought this belt before I got any of their other stuff. It's good. I wear it all the time. It's a nice, like, kind of casual belt. I don't know if you can see the buckle. It's slim, which I like. It's got these kind of nice details. Let's get up and show you. It's got a roller, which is cool when you put it on. And yeah, I mean, it's a belt. It looks good with a lot of things because it's simple, which is why I think I wear it a lot. A little pricey for what it is. I think I paid like 70 bucks, and I don't know if I would recommend doing that for such a like standard looking belt. And also, you know, it's probably more expensive now than when I bought it, which is probably like 5-6 years ago. Aside from this one, I have a couple other black ones that I wear. This is a dress belt. I don't actually know the brand. I got this in high school, and you can tell because I don't wear it very much, only for like dressy occasions, it's stayed in pretty good condition. So yeah, this one is almost like a gray color. It's a nice belt, and again, something that looks good with a lot of different outfits. The next one I want to talk about is this one. It's from a brand called Zelikovitz. I bought it online, and it's really cool. I recommend this company a lot. It's like a tannery or just leather goods maker based out of like Canada, I believe. They make a lot of cool stuff like saddles, holsters, and belts, of course. And yeah, I don't know if it's just because of the way that they're structured or whatever, or the fact that like they're not very well known, but you can buy their belts for super, super cheap. Like this is, I believe, buffalo hide, and it's incredibly thick and not like the cheap kind of layered plasticky leather that you would see at a lot of company or a lot of stores. And I got it for 30 bucks. So I'll link this site because I really do like this brand. I think their prices have maintained a little bit even with tariffs and stuff. But yeah, it's cool, kind of trendy like Western belt. So you got some nice details on the buckle and the tip of the belt end. Again, not really something that I think is super wearable all the time. But you know, if you're trying to dress it up or look a little cowboy, that's always fun. So yeah, Zelikovitz, really recommend checking them out. They have like an interesting selection. Their website is funny to me because it's like one of those, you know, mid 2000s looking websites before like online shopping is really big. So maybe that's part of why they're so cheap, but it looks like it hasn't been updated in a decade or two. But yeah, good selection, good quality. I can attest to it. Next, I have this one from Allen Edmonds. This matches my dress shoes, which I actually just conditioned a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to do this one too. And yeah, I think if you have a pair of dress shoes that you wear with a belt, it's really important to make the tones match. And usually the easiest way to do that is to buy a belt from the same manufacturer. So that's why I got this one. And then finally, likewise, this is a belt that I found online to match the Iron Ranger boots that I have. And it's not an exact match, but it's made from the same leather that Red Wing uses. It's made from another small business similar to Zelikovitz. I believe it's called North Star Tannery or something like that. I will definitely link that as well. If you have any Red Wing shoes and you're looking for a cool belt to match, they make some cool stuff. So this one wasn't too pricey either. I think it's about like 50 bucks. Yeah, again, super high quality, heavy duty, you know. And I like the like kind of bronze detailing, this like brass look that I didn't have prior to this. So I'm gonna oil this one up too. All right, that's it for the belts. If you want to get a closer look at some of them, yeah, if you have any questions about these or where I get them, just let me know in the comments. All right, last but not least, I'm gonna do some bags. And I'm gonna change the rag out because the other rag is getting a little too raggy in that it's pretty dirty now. All right, I've talked about this bag before. It is from Filson. It is their messenger bag in canvas. But there are a couple of leather parts, as you can see, like the handle, the straps, and the zipper. So because of how much I use this and the fact that it's constantly being gripped or, you know, pulled and twisted in one direction or another, I definitely recommend keeping it conditioned. Yeah, basically if you have if you have any bag that you care about or you use a lot and it's made out of leather, there's really no excuse to not do something like this on a regular basis. Yep. Done. A moth just fell in this coffee, so I'm not gonna have any more. That's the risk with doing things outside, I guess. All right, last one, another Filson bag. This is their duffle. It's in this like olive green color, which I really like. And yeah, I think I've talked about this one before too, but this is gonna take probably the longest out of everything that I've conditioned today, just because there's all these different pieces. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, we have made it to the end. Here's how everything looks after. All in all, it took me about an hour to finish, and although that's by no means fast, I do personally find this whole process to be really meditative. I think it gives me time to appreciate the things that I have and feel confident in their longevity. So I think this mentality can definitely apply to any objects in your life that you find important. So I hope this video inspires you to treat your own items with similar care. Thanks.